Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Closing Time Chronicles. My name is Allie and I am your host. Today we are sitting down with Lamar, an agent with England Volkers.
Yes.
Tell me how to say your last name.
It's actually pronounced exactly how it's written. It's Albagdadi.
Albagdadi.
Yeah, so just how you said it, Albag, Daddy, Dadi.
I felt like I needed to put a twist on there, so maybe I've just been overthinking it.
I think everyone overthinks it, to be honest with you.
But it's fun.
If you look it up, there's some history with that last name.
Okay.
I'm not going to mention it right now.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to let you look it up and let you do your research.
That's perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we interviewed Tristan last time, and he told us about Nexus. So tell us about what it means to be on a team or in a partnership for you.
So some background, Tristan and I started Nexus Group, I would say about 2 years ago. We collaborated together and said, hey, look, we both want to grow. And Tristan and I are we're opposites. So we complement each other really well. Tristan loves back-end stuff. Tristan is very punctual. He's on top of everything. He's a great leader. I'm the run and gun. So I'm always out and about, running around. I'm the one, basically the face.
Sure.
Tristan's go-to joke for anyone when we're talking about Nexus Group and what brought us together is he likes to say, I'm the face, the pretty face, and he's the back end.
He's the brains.
Yes, he's the brains. So he's like, we need a pretty face. I'm the back end. I do all the brain stuff. So that's kind of been our thing.
Okay.
And it's worked. It really has. Tristan is an amazing, amazing partner. He does his role the way he's supposed to.
Yeah.
Everything he said he could do, he does it. And if he can't, he's learning to figure out what he can do to accomplish what he said he wanted to do. And so we complement each other very well. We're both very hard workers.
Yeah.
We both want to be super successful in this industry. And so in order to do that, you've got to put the time in. And so that's where Tristan and I are aligned. You know what I mean? Even though we're opposites, our work ethics are aligned.
Sure. How does your approach to business differentiate?
Explain that a little bit more. What do you mean by that?
So, like, how are you getting your leads? How are you getting your clients? And, like, how is your approach maybe different from how he approaches his business?
So, Tristan and I would say approach clients the same in the sense of, hey, like, there's a specific way to lead generate. And it doesn't really change. It's, hey, call that lead 3 times until you get them on the phone that day. If you don't get them on the phone after those 3 calls that first day, you call again the next day 3 more times. And so there's a specific science that we both implement in our businesses to where we're both working that lead at that same high level. Because if he was to go work a lead and call him once, and I'm working a lead calling it 3 times, I'm overworking him now. And who's to say I don't close more now because I'm overworking these leads versus what he's doing. So that's why now, like, anyone that joins Nexus Group, it's the same across the board. This is how you work the lead when it comes in, especially if it's like a Realtor.com lead, a Zillow.com lead, a Homes.com lead. One of those leads you purchase, we all work them the same. Now, as far as sphere of influence, referrals, that's when I can say we differentiate from that. So, like, for example, my business is predominantly off social media.
Okay.
And so bunch of my leads come through social media like Facebook, Instagram. I get tons of that. I'm starting to implement TikTok a little bit. I feel like TikTok's a little bit harder, even though everyone says it's easier. I find Instagram and Facebook way easier for me. And I think it has to do something with just where I'm at in my life and the age I'm at. I think everyone around me at 29 years old is on Facebook and Instagram. You know what I mean? And so, like, yeah, TikTok is good to watch videos and stuff, but, like, I feel like that's the younger generation that's on that TikTok, that's putting inquiries through that TikTok. And so we have Roman on our team, Roman Albert.
Okay.
He's one of our newer agents. He's the new Gen Z that's out here now. And so that's what he does. His bread and butter is TikTok. And he has a link on TikTok, and you can click that link and register, and he has a consultation over the phone. And so it works for him. However, when I implemented that, nothing came out of it. But I go post a video, I'll get a someone that, I went to school with 10 years ago, and hey, I've been watching your stuff on Instagram or Facebook. I'd love to know how I can, become that next buyer or sell my home and buy my next upgraded home or whatever.
Yeah. I'm the same way. When I'm on TikTok, it's at the end of my day and I'm just there for laughs. Like, if you're trying to sell me stuff on TikTok Shop, I'm
scrolling.
I'm scrolling. No, I need laughs.
Yeah.
I'm here for comedy.
1000% agree. Like, but I want to laugh.
On social media, like on Facebook, Instagram, same thing. That is how I got in touch with so many different people. It's like, I love the content you're putting out. This is giving me such a great idea. Or like, I'm going to piggyback off of this.
For sure.
It's different, and I think it makes you feel more approachable.
It does.
In a sense.
I agree with you. I've had clients that I've never met go and just they saw my video on Instagram or Facebook, and they just added me, and they just started communicating through Facebook and Instagram. Like, and I don't mean like just DM'd me. I mean, they just watched my post.
Yeah.
They like it. They comment. After about 3-4 months of that, they DM me and go, "Hey, we've been watching your page. We see you do a good bit of business.
Yeah.
We feel like we're comfortable with you to be our realtor." And so it worked out like that for me. Whereas TikTok, I mean, I can post every day,
sure,
and nothing comes out of it. I don't know if I'm not in sync with the algorithm or what it is, but I've just found more success on Instagram and Facebook. And I agree with you. Like, we're what with age? I think we're around the same age. Yeah, we're right there with each other. And so, like, I do the same as you. I'm on TikTok for laughs, for fun stuff. Like, if I see an ad for something, I'm swiping.
Sometimes I get my horoscope on there, and then I'm like, "What's up? How's my week gonna be?"
So I don't look at the horoscope things because I'm a Virgo, and
they roast Virgos.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they
I'm a Sagittarius. Everything's fun. Everything's like all funny. And
yeah, that's y'all don't get
I don't get the hate.
Yeah, y'all don't. We get hate. Virgos get so much hate, and so
you've got two personalities.
That's what everyone says. I don't think so.
I know a lot of people where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is so you," and I'm like, "That is so not you." So I think it just depends. It depends on the person. But that's really cool. I think. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost like you're building a level of trust with these clients before you even really meet them.
Yes.
How is that working? Like, if you have a Zillow lead, are you sending them to your social media to like kind of credit? Like,
no, not necessarily. So actually, we can go into a story of actually a lead that I've worked. So we had I had a lead come in earlier this year. It was a very big lead. It wasn't just any type of lead like your $200,000 lead. It wasn't like that at all. It was, hey, we are looking for about a $500,000-$600,000 home. Typically, those leads don't come in, and typically when they do come in, they 9 times out of 10 don't really contract.
Sure.
It's usually, hey, a simple question. Well, this one came in, and first things first, I set the appointment. So we hop on the phone. I'm like, hey, my name is Lamar. I got your inquiry. I saw you're looking to look at 123 Main Street. What time do you want to go look at it? Is there any additional questions you want me to get from the listing agent? So at that point, we set the appointment. The next day, it was a later appointment around 4:35. Well, they came. And so, typically I don't get nervous, but when you have a higher end client, they have experience with buying and selling properties already. So I'm only 4 years into the industry.
You say only, like 4 years isn't that long.
Well, I feel like I'm still green. I feel like I have so much more to learn. You know what I mean?
That's a great mindset to have.
For sure. I'm not here. I want to keep growing. You know what I mean?
100%.
I don't want to stay stagnant. And I feel like 4 years is when you do hit that next stride in your business.
Yes.
But I still think there's levels to it. I still think there's another couple levels that I need to achieve in order to hit that top 100, list in Louisiana. And so back to the story though. So we meet for the first time at the house. Did not share them. Did not add them on Instagram. Did not add them on Facebook. I don't want to weird you out. Like, we just talked on the phone. I'm already adding you on social media. That might look a little weird to you.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah. So now I will go look up who these people are. I don't want to go show a home to someone that can potentially have 3 or 4 felonies. I want to make sure I'm well aware of who I'm showing this home to. Yep. So we meet at the home, and they were they weren't standoffish, but they were standoffish, if you get what I mean by that. Like, they knew that I had to be the person to open the door. However, they didn't know if I was the right realtor for them.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, we know we have to kind of use you, but do we want to lock in with you?
Yeah.
So we were out there, and there was a new rule that got implemented last year in 2024 in August. And the new rule is buyers have to enter a contractual relationship in order to go view homes. And so that was the first thing I told them. I was like, hey, we have to enter a contractual relationship. I know we've just met. I know it's a little bit nerve-wracking. You don't know me, but give me a month. Let's see. Usually I ask for 6 months to a year. Give me a month and let's see if we're a good fit. And hey, this is also for me to vet you guys. This isn't just for y'all to see if y'all like me. It's also the same vice versa. I want to be able to know that I can actually feel like I can help you guys as well. And so we went and toured that house, and we toured about 2 or 3 other homes. Well, as that month continued, we started deep diving into what they're doing, what they're wanting to do here. Okay. And the goal was, they had just moved here 2 years ago, and they moved into a nice almost $1 million home.
Okay.
And the goal was, they wanted to sell that home, and they wanted to downgrade. They wanted to cut their mortgage in half. because their kids were getting of age to where they were going to start needing vehicles. And then the college was next.
Right.
And so they wanted to free up some of their resources from the mortgage. And so the ultimate goal was, and they told me from day one, they were like, Lamar, we are not listing our home until we find the right home.
Yeah.
Once we find the right home, we will then list our home. So that was first things first, which is typically the opposite.
It is.
You want to list your home first, then go start shopping.
Right.
And hopefully by the time you find yours, that contract comes in on the home you're selling.
Right.
And so that's obviously an ideal situation, but there are some times where unorthodox situations happen and they can still work. Well, this is one of them that worked. So, you know, me being me, I felt like I could do it. I felt like I could do it. I thought it was achievable. And I was like, look, worst things worse, I'll learn from this.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out and I give up 6 to 8 months, I'll learn from this. Not a big deal for me. Like I said, I'm 4 years in. I still want to grow.
Yeah.
And so I thought this was a great learning experience. So after the month, they extended me for 6 months.
Nice.
We found the home.
Okay.
So we put the offer on the home while we weren't even on the market yet, which is insane.
Yeah.
We didn't think we were going to get accepted. And I asked for 90 days to get this home sold. And we weren't even on the market yet.
Right.
So coincidentally, they accepted us. And
Nice.
so that's when the shot clock started. And
Right.
so my clients, they vetted me for the buy side. They never vetted me for the sale side. And they moved here 2 years ago. And so they already had a realtor that helped them buy that house. And they knew the listing agent of that house as well. So there's 2 other agents that are top 1% agents in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that I'm having to now compete with to sell this home. And so they've always told me from day one, like, look, we're not just going to hand it to you. You have to earn this. And so they allowed me to be the first agent to go over the consultation for listing their home. And so this is when having a good broker comes in hand, because this was my first $1 million listing. And so to give my clients peace of mind, I brought my broker with me.
I did the same thing.
So it worked out really well because my broker has 20 years of experience.
Yeah.
She has a top 10 brokerage in Louisiana. So it's like, hey, I got a monster here for me.
Yeah.
That's my role model that I follow and learn from. And she's willing to come out and give some of her time to me to go and make sure I secure this listing.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize it, but my clients had already told me I had won the listing and they were going to give it to me. And that was just from phone conversations before even the consultation.
That's awesome.
I think it was the reassurance of when I brought my broker there that said, all right, he's on his P's and Q's. Like he wants this. He's going to take this very seriously. Let's give him the opportunity.
That's awesome.
And so that day I secured the listing. The next day we had photos. We had drone work go down on the home. We were listed within, I think, 3 days, which I don't want to say that's a huge thing because you can get listed in a day. It all depends on how quick you can get a photographer in there.
Sure.
So we listed. I think I did 8 to 10 open houses on that house. And a lot of realtors don't like doing open houses on $1 million homes because it's a $1 million home.
Some people just need
valuables.
Nosy.
Yes. Nosy. You have nosy neighbors.
Yep.
You have your valuables all out and about. And so a lot of agents like to do agent open houses only. Well, no offense to that. I think that's a great thing to do, and that can bring a ton of marketing from these other agents. But if these agents don't have buyers, they're just marketing it to their sphere that isn't really ready to go.
Correct.
So I see the value in that, but I also see the value of having buyers coming in. And so it took some conversations with them, but they agreed, like we have 90 days. We need to do as many open houses as possible. So the open houses started. I had 9 total. One of those 9, I ended up coordinating so this was on Goodwood Boulevard.
Okay.
So there was like 6 other homes in the area for sale. So I coordinated a huge,
like a neighborhood open house. Nice.
So I got with like 4 of the agents. We all put some money together up and got a big $200 giveaway to bring some more people in there. I had I kid you not, 40 signs up and down the street just to bring some publicity to it. And so day 89 came, still no offer. Day 89 came, we got an offer. We're the next day, we're out of contract.
Yeah.
We have tomorrow to figure out this offer, come to an agreement, negotiate, whatever the case may be. The offer came in a little low.
Okay.
However, this was during an open house. So day 90 was Sunday. We were on Saturday doing this. And so Saturday, I'm having an open house. Another buyer walks in and goes, hey, I really like this. We want to offer. And I'm like, do you have an agent? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, look, get with your agent, put the offer in. We do have an offer on the table now. Well, took them some thought. So we haven't counted that other offer yet. We wanted to see if another offer would come in because we had till the next day for expiration. So we were good. There was no issues with it. It all worked out.
Yeah.
However, the other buyer that came into the open house said, and I in this market, I wouldn't want to compete either unless I absolutely had to, and that was my forever home. But they didn't want to compete. We have in this market, it's a buyer's market right now.
Yes.
So many sellers. Why go and compete for one house when you have 4 other houses that might not have everything that one has, but you could probably get a better deal on that one.
Yeah.
So there's no point in competing, which I didn't fault him for that. So we counted that other offer that came in. They agreed. We came to an agreement. We went into contract on day 90. Nice. Submitted it to the other home. So everything went smooth. We had some bumps in the road throughout the transaction. However, I think the best part of this deal was, like I told you from the beginning, the ultimate goal was to downgrade and cut our expenses in half. So we cut our expenses in half, but we added 2,000 square feet. So they went from a 3,000 square foot home to a 5,000 square foot home.
And they were hoping to
downgrade. Yes, we went to a 5,000 square foot home, and they got a pool. They didn't have a pool at the other house.
Nice.
Getting all that for half the cost of that other home. So I think, to me personally, that by far, I don't think you can beat that. You know what I mean? You're wanting to downgrade, you're wanting to free up your resources. So not only did you free up your resources, but you got 2,000 more square feet and you got a pool. You got a 3-car garage. I can go into so much detail about this house.
Yeah.
This house is gorgeous. And I was surprised. If this house was in a different location, it'd probably be 1.5, 1.6 million.
Sure.
Easily.
That's kind of the thing about Baton Rouge is you can be in so many different areas and it affects your price point.
For sure. And so the area right there, it's
I love Goodwood area.
So they were in Goodwood, which I think is prime time Baton Rouge real estate.
Yes.
That's some of the most expensive real estate you can find. And I don't have no issue with that area, but there are a ton of other areas that you can get at half the cost for a same house that's on Goodwood.
Yep.
And so I feel like unless you desperately want to be at Goodwood because your kids go to Mercy or something, or your kids go to school in the area, I don't see an issue with being on Jefferson. I don't see an issue with being on Sherwood or Jones Creek. I don't see an issue with any of those. You have Shenandoah right there. St. Michael's is in the back over there. So those homes are $500,000-$600,000, and so that exact home on Goodwood would be 1.5, 1.6. But being on Sherwood, it's hey, Sherwood is not desirable, even though you're looking at a $1.5 million home in Goodwood, but it's on Sherwood, it's $500,000. So it's we came up on top. You know what I mean? And what better way to come up on top with cutting your mortgage in half, getting 2,000 square feet, and getting a pool.
That is
a huge win.
Awesome. What is it like? How are you walking into these? Where does your confidence source from? Is it from being in the business 4 years and feeling like you've got it? Or is this a fake it till you make it kind of thing?
No, so I am a very confident guy. I'll be honest with you.
I would have never guessed. Let's start there. Let's start there.
Yeah, I'm very confident. I played basketball my whole life.
Okay.
And so obviously when you play sports, you're playing in front of audiences. And so I was always someone that was hey, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to give it 100%. Sure. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to be able to speak I want to speak on a high level about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I don't want to just say, hey, I know what I'm doing, but I can't really speak in depth.
You can't back it up.
Yes. And so I will say, playing basketball in front of 2,000-3,000 people, and it's 10 people on a basketball court, and I'm one of those 10 people, and I played at Family Christian Academy. It's right around the corner, Jimmy Swagger School. Familiar with that?
I remember. I'm so new to Baton Rouge.
Okay. It's right next to the Mall of Louisiana.
Okay.
And so it's right across from the Renaissance Hotel. It's ducked off. It's a bunch of buildings there. It's in the back. Okay. And so it's a private school.
I kind of know the area you're at. So
you're you're right across from the Renaissance. So if you're at the intersection at the Renaissance Hotel, instead of taking a left or right to go to Bluebonnet or go towards the mall, you go straight.
Okay.
Into that little alleyway back there.
Okay.
And so I went to school there. They gave me a full scholarship to go play basketball there.
Oh, that's
but
awesome.
In order to achieve that scholarship, I had to try out in front of all the coaches, in front of the full basketball team. It was very nerve-wracking doing that, especially because I knew the opportunity was there.
Yeah.
But I had never played high school basketball. You know what I mean? I never played that at that level. I went to Baton Rouge Magnet High School. We didn't have sports. It was all academics. It was a college preparatory school.
Gotcha.
And so I went there for 3 years, and we had intramurals there. Do you know what intramurals are? And so we make our own basketball team and play against other kids in the school.
Right.
And so I got to the point where I had won back-to-back years, and I'm like, dude, my GPA is great.
Yeah.
I have great grades to get into LSU. I'll have tops. I want to play basketball. Like, this is what my passion is. And so I went and, a buddy of mine that was already at Family Christian went and played. And so I went and tried out in front of the school, and then I ended up making the team. I ended up starting, and we had, a three-headed snake and me and two other guys, and we were the three main guys on the team. And so everyone knew us, Yeah. And so I feel like in order for you to be successful in that, you have to be confident. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing in front of thousands of people. You can't be nervous. You know what I mean? Like, so in saying that, I feel like that helped my confidence so much, being 17, 16 years old, playing in front of thousands of people and having to deliver. Not only are you playing, but you want to look good. And especially if everyone's like, hey, he's one of the best players.
Everybody's watching.
Yes.
Everybody's watching, and the pressure is on.
The pressure's on, but I like to say I thrive under pressure. I love the pressure.
Yeah.
I feel like I do the best under pressure. When you tell me you're on a shot clock, like I just told you that story of 90 days, when I'm on a shot clock, my drive and motivation are on a different level. Like, I want to achieve this, and I know it might be the impossible, but it'll mean that much more if I do achieve it.
I am the same exact way. So I grew up playing sports, and I did a lot of public speaking, like in high school. I gave the farewell speech at my high school graduation in the Cajun Dome, so it was like thousands of people in there. And
were you nervous?
So I was only a little nervous because in my speech, so like when we were in high school, like we had like our high school chant, and then we had like the chant that was for like the seniors and like the fans, like that we made up, and it wasn't inappropriate at all. And so when I was graduating, it had been a conversation amongst us, as a class, that we didn't think the following classes had the same want to say this stupid little chant. It was like, oh yeah, Como, like it was stupid. There's nothing inappropriate about it. Okay. And so I was like, I kind of want to put that in my speech. Like as an ending chant. And then we throw our caps. Well, the teacher said, no, that's inappropriate. I'm like, what's inappropriate about it? Like this is our high school graduation. Some people don't go to college. They want to go to a trade school. Yeah. They have different avenues, and all of those avenues are okay. And so I was nervous because I didn't know if I was going to do it. Yeah. And people were texting me like, we think you should do it, or we think you shouldn't do it. So I said, hey guys, I'm going to say this in my speech already naturally. If you cheer when I say this, I will do it. If you don't, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. So when they did, I did it, and I got like a little emotional, but I was only nervous for that part. The actual speech itself,
you were good.
I was fine. I
That's insane.
I love public speaking. It's fun. And so like I've always loved jobs. Like I waited tables through college where I'm like, I want to be busy. Like throw me in the weeds.
Yes.
Like I want it. Like, you don't want that table? I got it. Like let's go. Same thing in real estate. Because I did real estate for 2 years, and I was like, I want somebody who doubts me. Even today, when somebody tells me, hey, that client's not going to extend this business, they have these relationships or whatever, I'm like, so you're telling me there's a challenge? No, don't tell me I can't do something, because now I want to do it even 100%. More. So I totally understand that, and I don't know, maybe that's just a cuckoo brain cell that I have, but I'm very similar in that nature, and so I think that totally correlates with real estate and bringing that to your clients and bringing that to your social media. And so going back on that topic, how do you market yourself and your listings, and tying all that into one nice, neat little bow? Like, how does your content kind of play itself out, I guess?
So I don't have specific content right now.
Okay.
So I kind of freelance right now.
That's fair.
I don't want to you come to my page and you only see home tours.
Sure.
I don't want that. Now, I don't want you to come to my page and you only see business either.
You got some funny ones in there.
Yeah, I do. There's another one funny coming up.
Okay.
And it's just as good as the two that you're probably talking about. It's going to be just like that.
Okay.
So I like to throw stuff like that in the mix. You know what I mean? I'm young. I'm not 50 years old where it all has to be super, super very house tour, testimonial listing. I don't want that. So my thought process was, take a little bit from this realtor, take a little bit from this realtor, take a little bit from this realtor, put some of my own ideas in it, and now that's what I'm going to do. And so my page now is consumed of, I will say, house tours. You'll have some testimonials in there. You'll have a bunch of my closings. You'll have some funny videos like that are related to real estate, but they're funny. They create some humor and shed some light. Like I like to call it realtor comedy. I guess you could call it that.
I love that. Yeah.
And so like it's stuff that realtors face. For example, like the video you probably saw on my page of me dressed up in like my normal day-to-day, like me hanging out and going to dinner or something, day-to-day clothes, and then client calls you at 5 o'clock randomly, I want to go look at a home. Well, you got to be ready. So I do a little change in that video of me now in professional clothing, like, hey, I'll see you there. See you soon. You know what I mean? And so I think, I don't want it to just be very serious all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I want to create some light into it as well. Like, this is not just super serious all the time. Yes, we're dealing with one of the biggest purchases of your life, but let's have fun doing this. And so I've had clients where they've sold and bought before, and they come to me and go, Lamar, this is fun. And I'm like, this is how
it's supposed to be.
Yes, it's supposed to be fun. Like, let's go have fun. Let's make this enjoyable. Yeah, it might suck. We have to look at 50 homes and you don't find the right home, and it might take you some time. But how fun is it going to be when you go, yeah, I looked at 40 homes and I found my home now, and I know this is the one I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be really fun and enjoyable. It's a one-time thing. Most people do this once in their life. You know what I mean? Now, if you're fortunate to do it multiple more times, great. But most people do this once. Let's enjoy this process. And even if we have hurdles and bumps, let's take that with it and enjoy that process. Like, I'm someone that you can't fall in love with just the wins. You have to fall in love with the grind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to enjoy the whole grinding out process. Like, my first 3 years of just grinding in real estate, I love that. This year, I've been the most successful, and I've had more fun grinding, chasing after people to show them homes. Like, I enjoy that grind, you know what I mean? And so I feel like it builds character and it builds me up. And so after, 6 years of like doing that, I'm like, this is where I'm at now. You know what I mean? I can take a step back and go, wow, like, I've grinded it out for 6 years. This is where I'm at. Let's put our head back down and keep it going. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I love how you say it's supposed to be fun, because I say that all the time. Like, I have friends who are always so stressed to start the process, because I feel like real estate as a market has such a bad connotation because of negative realtors, negative lenders, negative title companies. Like, they have a friend who had this horror story and they share it on Facebook and they share it on social media. And now everybody's so scared to, start that process. But it should be fun. It should be enjoyable.
I'll say this. I agree with you, and I agree with the lender, the title and thing, the lender, title, inspector. It's when you're working with a realtor, it's really important you ask that realtor, like, do you have set contacts that you close with, that you lend for, that they lend for your clients, that do your inspections? And so I think what differentiates me is that I have a team. If you don't like this guy, I got another guy that I've already vetted, is ready to go, and can close the deal too. If you don't like him, I got another guy. I got 3 guys for everything you need to do. And so, like, when you have people that align with you, it makes everything super smooth. For example, I'm aligned with Legacy. It is amazing. I can call Legacy whenever, wherever. They're there for me. My clients can do it. They're there for them. And so that's peace of mind, because guess what? I'm the one who sent my clients here. So you guys are delivering on your end, and now that makes all of us look good. It's like, hey, Lamar brought me here. He looks really good for bringing me here, and now this title company is delivering. So it's all a win. Same thing with the inspector. If you don't like one inspector, I got another one for you. Same thing with lender. I got 2 or 3 lenders you can use. And so all of them do different things.
But personalities differentiate with the client too. Like, 100%. Hey, I love this person, but I think you're going to vibe with this person too. So it all depends. And I do think whomever that team is, your realtor, your title attorney, your lender, they should be working like a group chat. It should be efficient, because then communication is on point, and then that buyer just feels so much more confident in their decision making, and that they're like, oh, I don't have to be concerned. I don't have that buyer doubt.
100%.
Or like, we're in a year later, like, hey, I want to sell because I don't like it anymore. Or whatever it may be. Everybody has different things. So I think that that's super important. Are there any habits or routines that are like a standard for you? Like, what is your day? Do you have a set day?
So it's funny because I'm in a weird position. So I got into real estate back in 2021, really heavy into working out, really heavy into playing basketball. I love hanging out with friends. I had a social life, tons of social life. But I'll tell you now, any top producing agent has no life. There is no life anymore. Your time is dedicated to securing homes for clients. Your time is dedicated to selling, helping them buy homes. And so I have found the biggest issue now this year where I don't have the time to work out as much. I don't have the time to play basketball. I don't have family time as much. I don't even have time to go hang out with friends as much anymore. And I've seen relationships now that are like, hey, we don't see you as much. And so I personally feel like, it's part of it. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to make sacrifices. And this isn't a forever thing. This might take me 10 years of just sacrificing for the next 10 years to build it where I want it to be. I can take a step back and then allow, my team to operate. I'd let them work those leads that I'm getting and take a step back and go put my time into something else and evolve. However, right now, my routine is get up around 6. I usually don't drink coffee for the first 30 minutes because I keep reading online how bad that is. So I wait 30 minutes until after I get up. Then I have my first cup of coffee, open up my email, check the email, do paperwork in the mornings. Usually by 9 or 10 o'clock, I'll have a showing or have a consultation, have an appointment, phone call. Something will be going on at that point in time. I'll have that till about 2 or 3. I'm doing that kind of stuff. Appointments, showing homes. Sometimes clients have to go show later, and I have another gap for that. But after about 2 to 3, I take about another 2 hours to go back, just go through all my files, make sure all paperwork is still good in order. Whatever I missed in the morning, I do at that point. And then at 5, if there's more clients that would like to look at that point in time, because there are a lot of clients that get off of work and they're like, hey, I don't want to miss a whole day of work to go look at 2 homes. Can we go look at 5, 5:30? A lot of realtors don't like showing homes at 5 or 5:30.
That's where you got to meet. Yes. I think that is such a myth. Like when people heard that I was getting into real estate, like, oh, you get to make your own schedule. Like, no. They dictate your schedule. Yeah. Like if they can't go see a house until 6, like they get off at 6, they can't go till 7. You got to go show them a house at 7. So I love that you said that because that is such a myth.
It is.
Like, no, it is your life. And that's where I struggle. That's when I got out, is because I need a little bit more work-life balance. Don't get me wrong. I like the grind, but I found that like when I was going out and just like, hey, I just want to have a night off. No, I'm talking to people. People are asking me about the market, things. And it's all consuming. It is. But you do it so well because you see your vision and you see your path and you see the growth. And so it's very different. But for me, I was like, this is too much.
I'll tell you, like a lot of agents, like Roman now, he complains about it to us all the time. He's like, dude, like these clients want me to go show homes and I got other things to do as well. He's like, can we go earlier? And they're like, no,
you got to do it.
The thing that I will say that a lot of realtors like to say, hey, as you get into 5, 6 years in, you can start dictating your schedule. Well, guess what? You can. And for certain clients, they'll be willing to wait. Yeah. But they have other clients that don't care. They want to see that house when they want to see it. And so what I've learned is the best thing to have in real estate is availability. Yes. If you're available, you will be successful in this industry. If you're not, you will not thrive.
I think when somebody says like once you hit 5 to 6 years, like maybe you're already having an income that you're comfortable with. Yes. But I think in that sense, you're capping yourself.
You are.
And you're kind of like, hey, I'm okay with just this number.
Yes.
I'm accepting my fate because I want to balance it out, which is not saying that's a bad thing or a negative thing, but I wouldn't say it's like you're working less or you're doing less to get the same number. You're just accepting your fate essentially.
Correct. I don't want to box myself in. Like even from day one, a little bit about Nexus Group. So Tristan and I, he's back end, I'm front end. Tristan is eventually going to open his door to commercial. Mm-hmm. In 2021, when I started, I opened that door to commercial and residential. I am not just a residential agent. I also close commercial deals. Yeah. I'm actually working a commercial deal in Lafayette right now. It's a huge deal.
Lafayette.
We can't talk about it on camera.
No, but this is the one we talked about a couple months ago.
On Johnson Street.
Yep.
It is huge. It is going to bring something to Lafayette.
I so love that I know something nobody else knows.
We've already talked to Developing Lafayette.
Yes.
They're going to come out there.
Ben Powers.
Yep.
Shout out Ben Powers.
And then shout out Gerald too, because he's coming out there for us too. You know who Gerald is?
Gerald, yes. Okay, can I come?
I've already met with him. Yeah.
Oh my God, I need to be there that day.
When we have an opening, we'll do that. Yes. Gerald's going to be over there. We have a lot of people coming over there. I also say like in this industry, it's great to network and stuff, but you know, like I feel like a lot of agents like to just go all to these networking events and stuff like that. And I feel like if my path and your path are going to cross, it's going to happen naturally. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go force it and go spend 3 hours at an event, a realtor event, and go network with these realtors when, hey, we might end up getting a deal under contract together and I can meet you there and network with you at that point. I don't want to give up 3 hours of my day to go sit down and have lunch at a networking event. Like, it's cool. Yes, it's great to network.
I think they're good in moderation.
I agree. And that's another issue in our real estate world. A lot of realtors will get licensed and they just want to network. Yeah. And it's like, me personally, I'm not at the point in my career where I'm like, I'm willing to go give up 3 hours to go network. I'm just not. I'm not ready for that. Like,
that's a huge time commitment.
It is. Let me produce $12 million in a year. Yeah. I'll go sit down at a networking event. I'll go do all that. That's fine. But like, I don't want to go sit at a networking event and listen to a panel when, hey, like that's cool and all, but I can go YouTube that and find agents across the world doing that and producing just as much, if not more. And there's no knock to you guys at all, but it's just, I feel like my time is worth more than just sitting there for those 3 hours. I can go be showing something, be taking pictures. I can go do some videography. I could be do something to better my business as a whole. And so the networking thing, Tristan and I do not get into it. Like, and I think that's what helped us to this point. Like as of today, if you add both of our numbers up, we're at 10 million together.
That's awesome.
And so when you do that and you look at that and you're like, well, how are y'all doing this? You know, from last year when you were only at 4 or 5. Well, we're not at networking events. We're always pushing. I work Saturday and Sundays. My schedule, Monday through Sunday, is open. You go look me up on Google, I'm open. I'm available to show you home at 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter. I'm available. I'm there for you. And let's get you a good deal. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate goal here.
Absolutely. So, like, what would you say is, like, how do I want to word this? What advice would you give to newbies who are starting out and they don't know how to balance or maybe how to see that straightforward? Because you have such a good perspective of seeing that straightforward, this is my goal line, these are my intentions, This is what I want to do. How do you give advice to somebody who doesn't know how to get to that point? Because there's so many different noises and everybody's saying,
so much.
come do this, this is how you're, like, there's so many different ways you can be successful in this business. And it's obvious you found your own path, but how would you give advice to somebody finding that path?
So first things first, when you get into real estate, there are people out here that are successful part-time. Don't get me wrong. There are tons of people out here that are very successful being a part-time agent. That's not me. I got into this industry. This is my career. I went to LSU for 3 years in accounting, dropped out. I was like, I'm done with school. And I can go to LSU right now and go and get my degree, my bachelor's degree in 1 year. I have no interest. I have no interest in it at all. And 2021, I will tell you, the minute I got into real estate, I was all in. 100%. And I think that is key for real estate. Any new agent, you can't be shouldering time across different things right now. You've got to give it all, your all for the first few years, develop your business, then go figure out how you can manage your time. But until then, whatever comes, you need to take it. It's as simple as that. It might suck sometimes. However, it just comes with it. It's part of the game. And that's something I like to say, you charge it to the game. So for example, I've had a client where 6, 7 months of me vetting her, going to her house to see if I can sell her house multiple times. She's telling me she wants to sell it. She's telling me the number she wants. 6 months go by, ghost me. Hey, am I supposed to be mad at that, or am I supposed to learn from that and grow and go, wow, I ignored all these red flags these whole 6 months. Why didn't I ignore this? And so that's why I say, if you're not 100% in, you're always going to miss all these red flags. You're only going to do what they need you to do. You're never going to go that extra mile and say, all right, let me deep dive into this property, see what the history is. Let's look at the tax assessor's website. Let's look into these people, the owners, see what they bring to the table. So first things first, it needs to be 100%. Second thing is social media. Social media in today's day is huge. You can get in front of thousands of people with one video. How long will it take you to call those people?
A lot. I used to be a cold calling girly, and I hated it, but I did it.
Tristan cold calls.
I did it. So I've had a lot of cold calling experience. I spent one summer for a third-party marketing agency, and I was calling to see if they wanted to buy this like calling people from their home randomly, like, hey, would you like to buy this product so you don't slip by your pool?
Wow.
Like, just getting, but it also built that really tough skin. So
Confidence.
By the time that I got into real estate and cold calling, and you're getting cursed out, like, how did you get my number? Like,
hang up on you.
I'm cool. Let's keep moving. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one.
So I agree with you. Cold calling is something that I think would be third or fourth on what you need to do for new agents. I do think social media is above that, because if you have a spear, that's your bread and butter. That's where most of your business is coming from.
I lacked there because I was so nervous. I wanted to have, and maybe this was just my way of thinking and, my anxieties, but I'm like, I want to prove myself with people who don't know me. So when I go to people who do know me, I kind of have, but that was me and my personality. But I think that there's so many blockers that get in your own head. And instead, like you said, just go full in.
It's really important for that. And I think social media is second. I think third, I would say, is lead generating, cold calling, sending out mass emails, even door knocking. Me and Tristan have door knocked. I'm talking in the hot sun. I am drenched. Like my shorts, I'm sweating so bad. My shirt from top to all the way to my shorts are drenched.
Yeah.
Just from walking in
We live in
the hot sun.
Louisiana.
Yeah, the humidity is crazy. But like lead generating is going to be really important. And then I would say the ultimate thing of it all is if you're doing all that, you need a good brokerage. You need a brokerage that's going to hold your hand, especially if you're a new agent. And even experienced agents need handheld, get their hand. I don't know why I'm tongue-tying.
Words are hard. Yeah. Words are hard. No, you need a brokerage that has your back and that can support you. As a new agent, I know some agents are like, I'm not getting that support. And I'm like, well, then this is pivotal. And in this first year, you need a team who's going to support you or you will die out. And you're running your wheels for very little.
And I like to say that like a lot of brokerages will say they'll support you, but is your broker answering the phone at 8 o'clock at night when I have to write a contract? Is your broker going to help me negotiate at 7 a.m. in the morning because I have a counter in my hand and my clients are ready to offer? And I mean,
are they willing to go to $1 million listing appointment with you? If I walk out of my office, is somebody going to be there? Do I have peers who are willing to help me and tag along on their listing appointments, on their showings, on their open houses?
All that matters. All of it.
All of it matters.
It's extremely important. And so I do think right now it is a tough market. Yes. I will tell you now, it is a very tough market. If you come into this industry, you are going to get discouraged. But it's all about perception and how you perceive everything. Like if I perceive something as a negative, it's always going to stick to me as a negative.
Yes.
If I perceive it as a positive, then it'll be positive. And so that's why I like to say, even when I take L's, it's not an L to me. It's a lesson. It's something that I'm learning now from. And I know future references don't go down this path again. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, I love what I do. I really do. I've enjoyed my 4 years of being a realtor. I hope to continue growing. My goal this year was 7 million by myself. I'm about $1.5 million away from that goal.
And it's only September.
We're in September. So I'm right there. I have some things in the pipeline right now. Got some businesses about to open up in Baton Rouge. I got a bakery coming up. I have an African market coming up as well.
Okay.
So some big things are going to come out here. We're going to do a lot of videography for them.
Yeah.
Put some publicity out for them. And then other than that, I feel like a lot of people probably can say some negative things of what we talked about today and like how I operate. But just to go back on like networking, because my broker even brings up the networking to me all the time. She's like, why don't you network? Why don't you network? You need to network. And I'm like, me personally, when it comes to networking, if our paths are meant to cross, they will cross.
Yeah.
And if it's going to be a natural cross, I don't need to force it there. Like, because you're going to be here, I need to go there now. No. If our paths are going to cross, they're going to cross. And it's going to be natural. And when the time is right, it will happen.
100%. I think that you can spend, and I did that myself. I made mistakes where I'm like, I spent so much time trying to be the person that other realtors knew, and less time focusing on my lead generation and my clients, that you kind of get lost in the sauce. And so it's about having that balance and making yourself a good agent to work with, a good cooperating agent. And then your name is just going to be spread naturally. Like, hey, have you had to deal with Lamar
that's what
yet?
I was going to tell you. So my first year,
I think that means more than being a networking
I agree, 1,000%. My first 2 years, no networking. I didn't do no networking. Yeah. I'm in my 4th year. I get calls twice a month recruiting me. And I'm like,
those are the best.
It's amazing. It's a great feeling.
It's a confident builder.
Yeah, because it's like, I've never met you in person. You don't know me. We've never networked together, but you've seen my numbers and you go, hey, we want him here.
Yes.
We want to recruit him here. And so when it comes to networking, if you're producing, it's going to network for you.
Exactly.
Other agents are going to call you naturally because they see that you're producing. And they're like, oh, what is he doing? I've had agents call me randomly and I'm like, who are you? Like, I don't know you, but guess what?
But I want to know you.
I'll get to know you. Let's figure out what I can do, whatever piece of advice I can give you to help you and, level you up to the next level. Let's do it. I have no competition with any realtor out here. There's enough for all of us to eat.
There's enough for everybody to eat. And I think that just sets you apart as an authentic agent.
It does.
And somebody who is just so focused on what you do and not focused about hurting anybody or talking negatively. Like, networking can also get kind of messy in real estate. So I think that standing apart from that it's not a negative.
Yeah.
I think it is a positive because you have the right mindset. It's not like I'm too good for these events. By no means. Mm-hmm. Those events are great for the right people and for the right industries. But when you're so focused and you have these goals and you're spending so much of your time working on your prospecting and your day-to-day, sometimes it makes sense like, hey, I could go to this networking event or I could spend time with my family.
Yep.
And it's setting those internal boundaries with yourself.
Correct.
So if you have a buyer or a seller, somebody who is wanting to work with you, and they take one thing away from this video, what do you want that to be?
So I pride myself on, whenever you buy or sell with me, this isn't just a contractual relationship. You are actually getting someone you can call whenever you need.
Yeah.
I have clients that I have never met. Like the story I told you about with the downgrade. Am I allowed to say their name?
No. Me? I don't know. Can you? How many names did we just say? Wait. I mean, if they're comfortable with it.
I'm not going to put them out loud. I'm not going to put it out there. But just to say,
Mr. and Mrs. John Smith, we love you.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. John Smith.
You know who you are.
You guys are amazing clients. But in saying that, like, they are 15, 20 years older than me.
Okay.
They could be my parents.
Okay.
You know? 2 weeks ago, I was out their house having lunch.
That's awesome.
Me, my girlfriend, my daughter, we're all over there having lunch, enjoying ourselves with their family and getting to know them on a different level. And so, how many 50-year-olds do you know are willing to hang out with a 29-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
How many of them do you think are actually going to give some of their time to that? And so it just shows that we've developed a relationship, a real relationship, a lasting relationship. And so, like, I'm not here just to collect off you.
Yeah.
And I'm here to develop a relationship with you. I'm here from you. Even in 5 years, if something happens to your house, call me. I'm here for you. If you want to do some updates, call me. I will gladly walk you through what the rest of the neighborhood has so you don't over upgrade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that stuff is very important. A lot of realtors close that communication right after. I don't. That communication is just as strong, if not stronger. I have all my clients inviting me to housewarming parties, all kinds of stuff like that. I'd rather go do stuff like that any day, because guess what? I'm now developing a better relationship with you. You're gaining more trust with me, and guess what that means?
Referrals. Oh, I knew it. That is the best way to get business, because it's the best. Thank you so much by getting referrals, because like, oh, I did a great job.
Yes.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being on the pod. We love working with you. We love knowing you, and we can't wait to do more closings with you.
I appreciate you guys having me today, and I look forward to having tons more with you guys.
Yes.
Thanks.
All right. Bye, guys.